Just wanted to do a quick review of a couple of the mouth calls that I'm planning on carrying this coming season for hunting out west here in Idaho, possibly in California. I've got two Woodhaven calls here. I've got the Toxic Orange Ghost Cut and the Ninja Venom, which is kind of what folks will call a snake tongue cut, or one call manufacturer calls a beak cut. These are both easy to blow calls that would be suitable for most beginners. I know a lot of folks have talked about the Toxic Orange quite a bit, so I haven't seen that much on the Ninja Venom as far as direct YouTube reviews, so I'd like to do one of those today. We've got, on this call, we've got two lightly stretched reeds of this prophylactic on the bottom, and then we have a heavier reed of green latex on the top. And the end effect of that is this call is easy to blow. It's easy to get high tones and then transition into back tones. You know, with the snake cut, regardless of how you channel air down your mouth, you're going to be able to activate that bottom reed and get that realistic front end, and then drop into a back end pretty easily. So I really like this call in the fall for kiki runs. In the spring, this call is kind of unique for me. It gives some good hard cuts along with some good soft talk. The yelps, to me, they sound a little less realistic, you know, a little front end heavy. That's why I prefer to yelp more with the Ghost Cut. But give you guys kind of a quick demo of the range of this call here. I'm no competition caller by any means, but once in a while I do get lucky and manage to call one up in the woods. Usually when they're just so desperate that you know, the mistakes I make don't really matter. So I really like this call for doing soft, subtle stuff, you know, kiki runs and doing some hard cuts too. Moving on to the Woodhaven Toxic Orange. This call, you've got a Ghost Cut. It's a 2.5 reed call, so you've got kind of a longer reed there on top and a shorter staggered reed below that. But this call also has a lighter stretch on the reeds, and I find it pretty easy to blow. I really like the yelps out of this call, and I can get some decent low end tones with it too. It's just a little harder to do some of those real subtle kind of purrs and whines, you know, for me in my style of calling versus the Woodhaven Ninja Venom. I can't get that feeding whine as well out of this call. Just doesn't you know, fit my style and my airflow as well that way. But both these calls are excellent. You know, I was fortunate to call in a bird for my buddy last season with this call. It's just easy to blow. I was basically mimicking a hen, you know, note for note on yelps and clucks, and you know, she came along and dragged the gobbler into gun range, which unfortunately my buddy wasn't ready to shoot. But anyway, I'd recommend both of these calls for beginners to check these calls out. They're easy to blow. I feel they've got some good realistic sounds, and I've had some good responses from turkeys with these in the past. So I would recommend these both. Woodhaven has excellent quality control. Within each model of call, the individual calls tend to be very uniform. I mean, you can buy one Woodhaven Toxic Orange, and if you look at the cuts on that top reed, they're going to be, you'll see a whole stack of them out at some place like Bass Pro Shop, and they'll look all identical. And unfortunately, for some of the lower to middle end call manufacturers that are turning out mouth calls these days, you can't say that. So Woodhaven has to date been excellent as far as their quality control. I hope with this wide range of calls that they're turning out nowadays that they can continue that going forward.